Hi foodies, let's make some Trini saltfish Accra or codfish fritters. Come on in, let's get
Or
started.
codfish fritters, saltfish fritters, whatever name you know, leave me a comment what it is the name you know of this in your country. So let this boil for a good 10 minutes. Foodies, so what we need to make this lovely Acra, here I have some onions and garlic. I'm using red onions, and in here I have that same red onions again for second use, and I have here green peppers, my fine thyme, that is this onion I'm using. And in here I want to bring back some more fish. You don't have to do this. This is my idea, my preference. This is fish powder, some turmeric for some little yellow color, and a little hint of cumin that will give it a lovely depth. In here is that green seasoning, as we all know from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago, and I have some peppers also puree in there. So this is rica or shadow benny, flat leaf parsley, marjoram, fine thyme, scallion, ginger, pepper, garlic, a whole bunch of stuff. You all know, look at the video, you will see what green seasoning is that I have in there. And I have here some salt. So you could use whatever salt, Himalayan salt, pink salt, whatever salt. I'm just going with some regular, plain old salt. So in here I have my flour. I give it a good sieve. I'm using 1 cup of flour. So 2 things, my dear foodies. You could either use instant yeast, or you can use baking powder or baking soda. Now, I do get a lot of challenges from my foodies, and I know most of my foodies who challenge me is the ones who don't even cook. So there is a science in everything. And I have here some vinegar. So I'm going to show it to you. So you could either use fast rising yeast, instant yeast alone. You do not use baking powder and yeast together. I see this done a lot. Let me tell you why. Baking powder is short acting. Baking powder with baking soda, there you go, and you give it a little, this will help it get a little more rise and bubbly with some vinegar. You could also use this in baking your bread. So let me demonstrate to you why. You could use white vinegar or flavored vinegar. There's lots of different flavor vinegar available here for those of you who have access to it. So now, to get an extra rise, nice and fluffy, you could either use your baking powder only, or go ahead and use some baking soda with some vinegar or anything that is tangy, such as lime juice or lemon juice. You see that bubble you get there? That bubble over there is going to help your baking powder give you a short acting period. There you go. A short acting period of time, and will give you a nice rise. So that is your reaction right there. It's a little science there. So you could do this. You could make this with this rising agent by using your baking powder and baking soda with some vinegar or lime juice or lemon juice. Lime juice is much more stronger. I prefer that. And you could make this Acra in a short space of time, like 15, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever have you. Or if you prefer to use your yeast, your instant yeast in your flour, if you have time on your hands and you prefer that, you could have to leave it for 1 hour. So you do not use both of them at the same time. This will take longer. By the time this reach half an hour into this, it's already dead. The use of it is no longer in there. But this continues until 1 hour. If you do not go your full 1 hour, what's going to happen is that your stuff, when it get cold, is going to get hard, stiff like cardboard. So let's continue. I hope you learned something there. Leave me a comment. So foodies, and when you're using your yeast, what you need to do, you need to add some sugar. So sugar, white sugar or brown sugar will help, or honey will help that yeast blossom or grow. And it's fine, you could add some also if you're using the baking powder and baking soda. So in goes 1/4 teaspoonful of baking soda, and I'm using 1 cup of flour, so I will go in with a 1/2 teaspoonful of baking powder. Now let's put all these ingredients together. So we want some salt for taste, and I boil all that salt out. So I'm gonna add some more salt in there. So in goes our powdered ingredients, just like so. And let's add, I'm gonna fry this onions up with the garlic, and I'm gonna add powdered garlic. So this is gonna fry. I'm gonna show you how I make mine. In goes some of this garlic in here, and in here we have our seasoning, our green seasoning. You could add as much as you like. You do not want to overpower it, because you really want to get your flavors in and a balance of all of that fish in there. So in goes these fine thyme. Just pull them out gently like so. And you just let them go into the flour. So here now, foodies, is some garlic powder, so you don't bite it up. It's all nice and powdery. So you're going to go in with about a quarter. And here I have my fresh garlic powder, all fresh garlic. I'm going to give that a little cook. So this is what we end up with. Now what I like to do, I like to add some of this in here. There you go. This looks great. Put this one on the side, and I'm going to show to you what we're going to do with that. So now let's give this a good mix. So nice mix in there. Now this is some of the water that I strained off from boiling that codfish. So you could let it strain, let it cool, don't use it boiled. And let's bring this together now, little at a time, so you have that fish flavor in there. And I have additional fish flavor, which is optional, from that powdered fish that I showed to you. So if you use this, you're going to get a lovely fishy Acra here from Jenny's Walk. So let me finish up and I'll show to you the texture I'm looking for. So this is the texture I'm looking for. So now I'm going to add in my vinegar. I'm using that apple cider vinegar because I used the baking soda already. So now that you already acquire everything and the texture you want, you're going to add that in there. So this don't have to sit for very long, as I showed to you. Just going to give it a good mix, and you could taste this now at this time to see the flavor if you need it to add anything. Now what I would like to add to this is just a little bit. I do have hot peppers in there, but I want to add some more chili peppers, dried chili peppers, or if you have pimento peppers from that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. For lots of flavors and no heat, you could go ahead. But in my green season, I have that poblano pepper. So this looks marvelous. So now I want this to just sit here for a good 10 minutes. There you go. A frying pan, I'm going to add a little bit of oil, not too much. And this is how I like mine. I don't know how you like yours, but I'm sharing with you my version. And my family absolutely love this. So I want to crisp some of my codfish. So you have raw ones in there, meaning the boiled ones. And I'm going to crisp this up. You're going to see this will take that dish into a different level. Give this a nice little crispiness in there. And now we want to add the onion and that green peppers. That's just regular bell peppers. You could add any different color peppers and whatever have you if you wish. And I'm going to cook this up for a good 5 minutes. Here you go, my dear foodies. I love this. It smells great in the kitchen and has a nice little crunch to it. So let this cool. Going to put it by the window and let it get a nice little cooling now before we add it to the batter. It's clearly cool off now. So I want to add it now to my batter and give it a good mix. And I have my oil already on the heat. We're going for medium low because we want to cook, not just acquire a color, but we also want to cook our lovely Acra here. And that's my clay pot. I'm going to be using that while that heat is coming up there to fry that. It's time to fry now. So here I have some oil and I'm going to be using my measuring spoon. I want rustic look, but they're all going to be the same size. So they're going to take whatever shape they look for that rustic look. And they're going to be the same size. So it's the same amount. You're just going to scoop it just like so. We have it on very low heat because we want to cook. So as soon as it starts hitting there, you see it's going to float right up. Go with another one just like so. So every 2 or 3 that you fill and you pour into your pot, you could dip the spoon back again in the oil so it will just pop right out very nicely. So I have here one, popping up already. I have 4 in there. So I think 1, 2, 3. Let's go with one more. And this is real time. Shake that out and leave it in the oil. It's on very low heat. So you see for yourself, it will all come up when it hit the heat and take form and cook. Now the inside needs to cook. The outside took form. So they will flip for themselves, something like a pylori. Yep. So if they need a little help to flip on the other side, you could just give them a little flip. If you want a special crunch on your Acra, you could always add some cornstarch. So you get a lovely crunchy Acra. So let's finish frying this up, and that's all it is to this lovely Acra. Leave me a comment, like and share. Let me know how you do yours. Every family have their own recipe, the way you like to do it. So as you can see, I clearly like to add my fresh, you're not seeing me there well. Let me focus you a little bit. There we go. I like to put the fresh one and the crunchy one. So you get a crunch there from your codfish in your Acra, and you also have the smooth taste of the boiled one. So let this finish up to a beautiful brown. Acra here from Jenny's Walk. So let's take a look, and these looks really good. So now I want to take these out. Look at the color, all evenly golden brown color. And I'm going to raise the heat back up now, because you know the temperature of the heat went down. So we're going to raise it up for a good 45 seconds, and then we're going to add our second batch. So this looks marvelous. Now you just want to put it into your paper. There you go, just like so. And let's start the second. There you go, foodies. Our lovely Acra, our codfish fritters or codfish Acra, simple and easy to put together using my own special twist. So let's take a look now. So let's open up this Acra. Wow, look at that texture. You see that airy texture there? Look at that, how marvelous. Let's break into it again. And there is all our codfish. It's filled with codfish, not only flour. So now let's do that taste testing with some lovely tamarind sauce here. I'll leave the link and the description and the ingredients, how to make that lovely, rich, thick, spicy tamarind sauce. Let me try this. Really delicious. A nice sour, tangy, spicy taste from that tamarind sauce. Nice crunch here from the Acra. And I get all that lovely flavors there from the fish and the codfish. I'm actually biting into lots of big chunks of codfish as we chew the lovely Acra here from Jenny's Walk. I can't wait to finish my Acra. My dear foodies, give it a try. Simple and easy, do it. Acra here from Jenny's Walk, or codfish fritters. Let me know where you're joining in from, how you make yours, and what's the name for this delightful little delicacy. From my kitchen to your kitchen. Happy cooking.